Yo, what's good, man? We are back with another episode of the Real Rap Coalition podcast. And we got another movie for y'all today, man. But before we get to that, I want to say, first off, before we introduce ourselves, I'm going to go ahead and get the spoiler alert out the way. There are spoilers on this episode.
Right.
All right? That's all we need. Trey is here. My name is Showtime Slim, man. Who else we got in the building today? Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Lord, as usual. Lord, pull. Go ahead, Luno.
Man, Luno, also known as Bob Celeste. Oh, we're not gonna do the joke this episode, man.
Y'all already know who it is, man. Red grass in the building, man. It's lit. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? You got your boy Theatrical Tex. You know what I'm saying? Theater Tex.
Oh my God.
Might be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's black Rootz, you know what I'm saying? Not saying. Back with another episode. Not saying.
Man, it's the OG trade, man. We say the best for last because he wasn't his ass. You know what the fuck going on.
Yo!
My bad, man. Let me start back. Okay, so Trey, are you here to give like the summary or?
And I really shouldn't, bro. I barely got a break right now. I just didn't want niggas to think I wasn't pulling up. So if one of y'all can take that over, I'm still on these calls, keep it a buck, but I am here though.
It's all good. We got Bob Celeste to handle that, man. Go ahead, take it away, Bob.
I appreciate it, my boy.
Got it. Tom Clancy's Without Remorse is action thriller film. They had a book and they made that shit into a movie. Stars Michael B. Jordan, not the basketball player. A couple other motherfuckers I really don't care about, but nonetheless, we got this nigga John Kelly. He's a Navy SEAL. All right, he went on a mission and shit. He was misled thinking that it was some Arabs, but it was actually fucking Russians. It was a Russian weapons store, weapons trade-off point. They ended up getting into it with some Russians, and when he returns home, him as well as a lot of his comrades end up getting attacked on U.S. soil by these Russians, right? And his wife dies. And so the story is about this nigga John Kelly basically trying to wreck everybody who did him wrong or whatever else and get to the bottom of why the fuck it was allowed to happen, all the shit that happened to him and all the other agents. Boom, let's talk about this shit, man.
Yeah, first things first, RIP to his wife. It was Lauren London.
Yeah, don't ever disrespect Lauren London. Don't disrespect her.
She was fine, bro. Rest in peace.
Say her name. Come on, man.
Don't disrespect her.
You gotta say
Pam.
Don't disrespect
Lauren
Pam
London.
Yeah.
But
I think I'll go ahead and start it real quick.
go ahead, man.
First of all, this nigga John Kelly beating the shit out of Jack Harper, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stackety stack.
No,
we ain't talking about
that nigga the fuck out of here. That's what we're talking about. But anyway, to switch characters real quick, just to do some abstract shit. What's his name? Ritter. His real name is Jamie Bell. He was actually also in a movie called Jumper a while back. He did a really good job of. I feel like he kind of even misled us along with, the John Kelly character, because off top he really seemed like a shady CIA agent, but we come to find out that he's just a dickhead. Sometimes he's not really a bad person per se. He's just doing his motherfucking job, and he holds true to that whole. If it's classified, I ain't got to tell you shit. You ain't got the same classification as me, so fuck you. But that almost got him choked out towards the end of the movie. Nigga, John Kelly had his hand on his throat, was about to let that nigga stop breathing.
Yeah, so I think this movie built up a lot of tension. And I think with him, the CIA agent, I think what they did was they kind of played on that tension where we kind of thought in the back of our mind, that he might be on some bullshit like the entire movie. And so I kind of like how they did that. Like they kind of kept us like on edge with him. Pause. They kept us on edge with that character.
I kind of knew that nigga wasn't gonna be on no bullshit because they was making it too obvious. Like they're trying to make us think it too much.
You talk about them saying that John kept saying that motherfucking John was
like misleading, like kind of shady, but like it wasn't subtle enough. It was like they was putting it in our face. Yeah, they were throwing it in your face. Yeah, they were. Yeah, that's what made me think that he wasn't gonna be like a two-faced nigga for real.
It got to a certain point to where I figured that too. They just kept throwing it out there, and then they got to the point where they confronted him, when they confronted him, it's like, okay, you know, now it's like, yeah, he really might. You know,
what y'all thought about the gunplay, man? Y'all like the action scenes or what?
The gunplay was cool.
That's crazy. I was actually about to ask the question to the room. I want everybody to real quick go through like what their favorite scene was for the movie, if you have one.
I definitely got one.
I think the coldest shit probably is like the to me like the rooftop scene and the things that follow it, where you know what I'm saying. He fighting all the different like the soldiers and shit. He go down the staircase, got to fight all the people.
At the end,
he didn't got
where he was like,
maybe a distraction. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like, and you know, we already talked about spoilers. Like, you think you're watching the last stand of a motherfucker, but like he really just like will not die. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that nigga hit him with a classic switcheroo, bro.
Shit could be an unpopular opinion, but I actually like toward the beginning when they first caught dude after he had did the car bomb shit. Like, after he did the shit, he chased them Russians and shit. He got the intel. He chased the Russians down at the beginning after, you know what I'm saying, like
when he lit the car on fire and
shit. So when they got him, they put him up in the prison and shit, and then they had nothing but like a rag or like a shirt or whatever else. And no motherfuckers they said, yo, come with us. He was like, nah, if y'all not telling me where I'm going, I'm not going.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers pulled up. He the shit out them. And then when they came to the door with mad people, he had him in a sleeper hold. He said, "I'm breaking necks if y'all don't close the door."
That's actually also my favorite scene. Just the prison fight alone from so like he's having the visitation with his. I'm guessing that was his first in chain of command, and they having a conversation or whatever, and then he does the walk from there to his cell. And he got, different officers like giving him a weird eye or whatever the fuck, right? So you get in there, dude, open a little shit, like, come on. You're like, I ain't going nowhere. Nigga, nigga really turned into like a tactical prisoner, bro. He flooded the motherfucking shit, threw the water on the floor. Some niggas ain't had no footing. Motherfucker, pause if necessary. Nigga, put water on his body and shit so niggas can't get a grip on him, hold on him and shit. And went to whooping niggas' asses, bro. It was three motherfucking officers in there with riot gear, and he was beating the shit out them niggas.
He was doing like some like tactical shit through the whole movie. You know what I'm saying? Like when he dumped that alcohol on him,
he's a Navy SEAL guy,
drunk and shit. You know what I'm saying? To go get some recon.
I definitely feel like that's my favorite scene as well. The prison scene, like even up to the point before all the action started, like kind of what you said, Rootz, to where. He told the dude he ain't going. Like from there, like it's like some shit finna go down. And so the build up to it was kind of crazy to me too. And once they got in there and he started like wilding, that shit was just fire to me.
But I mean that kind of transitions well to like talking about the like the main character. Like, what did y'all think of the main character overall? I know previous episodes we've discussed how like we didn't like the main character, but I think that this was like one of the colder main characters we didn't see since we started this whole.
Yeah, really, like I guess I got a vague response. I'll say like I like that when John Kelly was on screen, he had like a purpose, yo. This motherfucker was never just like there, like letting other characters really take the focus. Like when this nigga's in the room, it's like there is like a, you know what I'm saying? Like he got like kind of like a presence to him and shit. I think they did that shit really well, and I also think they built that up through his like tendency to like violence. Like knee-jerk violence almost. Like when this nigga's like around and you say some shit that he doesn't like, there's a chance that could turn into a fight scene. He was that kind of character.
When I started the movie, like whenever they killed his wife and such, and like they kind of painted the like man with nothing to lose kind of narrative. Am I the only one that kind of like I harken back to like Denzel and Man on Fire? Like that's the kind of vibes I got from this shit, yo. Like, I don't know, man. But
it's basically like somebody with a vengeance, like a character that has a vengeance.
Like I think he was cold. I think he accomplished all his objectives throughout. I think he did so in a manner that was like aesthetically pleasing to watch in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't really think of nothing much bad about the character. I don't think.
To kind of play off of my bad. Let me go real to the text. To kind of tell a different side of it. I never saw him like he never wished for pity from anybody. Like sometimes when you get these movies like this where they go to complaining and crying and shit like that. Whenever he had his like release of emotion, he went to the house by himself and let that shit off by himself. You know what I'm saying? And then even when he was talking to his his supervisor, commander, or whatever, there was not one tear in his eyes. He's like, look, this my fault, and I'm gonna get back for that shit. And she kept telling him, no, it's not your fault. Like, no, you can't tell me nothing else. It's my fault. I'm gonna make it right. And after that, whatever happened. And I really fuck with that.
Go ahead. This movie, like, it don't seem like it's no way to get out the situation. For real, like, them niggas are definitely fucked.
I was gonna say, like, some of his like lines was kind of corny to me though. Like,
that's fair. But I view that like, I think that's a flaw in the script writing.
Yeah,
flaw in Michael B. Jordan as an actor.
Right.
He did very well with what he was given.
Yeah, but I agree.
His
acting was cool and shit though.
So it was ass, man. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know.
You think he was ass?
No. I think he was cool. I don't know, bro. I don't think I
voice your grievances, brother.
It was just.
He probably about to say the same shit I was gonna say.
Like super plot warmer fucking ever. Like this nigga. Like I don't know, bro. Like
you're right. He does have a lot of plot armor. I mean, the niggas like
at the end and shit where he was fighting all the people. Yeah. Just magically he get a 1-on-1 fade with niggas when there's 30 niggas down. Like, come on, I don't know, bro. That shit.
I liked it because I felt like it was like it subverted my expectations. Like I was really expecting him to just get smoked in that.
How do you get a 1-on-1 fade with 3 different niggas when it's 50 niggas coming up the steps? Like, how do you in these 1-on-1 fades, bro? How?
To encourage one of our worst habits on here, I feel like it's the same way that John Wick do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
John Wick, man. We talking about this movie.
I'm just telling you, bro. Like I don't have a problem with like one against 50 type of fight.
I don't either, bro.
But John Wick, John Wick could be fighting multiple people though.
At once, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he's not fighting other than the prison scene. That shit was fire. I'm saying like towards the end.
I peep what you talking about. Here. I'm gonna give an example. Remember when that nigga jumped through the little window thing and fell, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of niggas around. So how did when he was fighting?
They wasn't right then though.
When he was fighting dude, how them niggas didn't ambush him? Like how they didn't all catch up to him?
So I could attempt to explain it maybe from a tactical point. So there's a difference in the people that he's fighting. Throughout that scene, he fights 2 different people. He fights the regular police officers and shit, and then he fights the tactical squad. I'm sorry, it's 3. So it's the regular police officers, the tactical squad, the motherfuckers that's going in to take out whoever's causing the problem, and then there's a bomb squad. Those last few people that he was fighting coming up the stairs, those were bomb squad people. They usually don't stroll together like that because it's a fucking bomb. They send one person in to handle the bomb. They don't send a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? So that made sense to me just from a movie sense to try to make things a little bit more realistic. That's why when it comes to the jail scene and he's fighting the 3 niggas in the jail, that's a tactical squad for the jail. They're meant to roll in groups. You know what I'm saying? So that just made sense to me.
I get that, Black Rootz, but you hearing all this, you seeing all this smoke bombs go off. You hearing niggas yelling like they having a fight and y'all just down there chilling. Like, bro, you know what's up there, bro. Like,
he was finna get.
I can relate it to real life, but I won't.
So, Pools, like, I agree with you that like he definitely had plot armor, but I don't think this protagonist had such an excessive amount that the movie's ridiculous, right? Like, I'm not there yet.
Well, so
I don't know.
I definitely feel like kind of like what Pools is saying. Like, of course, like I think the last fight scene is a little bit unrealistic. But I didn't really have a problem with that as much as I had a problem with the ending. I didn't like how they did the ending, and I feel like that's more of a kind of plot armor kind of thing.
Which part? Where
I agree. What do you mean?
Where he drove dude into the ocean, and I picked. Listen,
it seemed like it was a mad long time while he was holding his breath.
No, not that. But what I figured
was in there for a long time.
Too.
But look though, what I figured and what I feel like would have been better. Because I figured, like what he said earlier in the movie was, he gonna get payback for what happened to his wife, and he don't give a fuck about what happens to him after that. And so I figured, like he was just like about to accept his fate, like he was finna drown along with dude, but he got his justice that he was looking for. But for some reason, they chose to save him again, and I understand why they chose to save him again.
It's sequel bait.
Well, yeah, and also, so they had to get the fucking evidence, and then I don't know how many of y'all watched the post-credit scene or mid-credit scene, but there was a mid-credit scene.
I watched it.
Well, basically, the KTL, the mid-credit scene was setting up for the Rainbow Six shit, and he's like over the Rainbow Six shit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they did it. Yeah, that's
I cut that shit off. I cut that shit off right when the credits came up.
And that's what I'm saying. I understand why they did it. I just don't like that they did it. I would have rather they just killed them off like that.
I think that like I don't know if the like original book tied in like this or not, but I definitely feel like there's a possibility that it might have been like, you know, it was supposed to end like that, but then they decided, hey, you know, it would be cold, and they decided to change that whole. You feel me?
Not sure. I haven't read the books. I know they got multiple of them though, so I'm not sure.
I mean, I think the ending.
They also have. Go ahead.
I felt like the ending definitely didn't like flow really well. Like after the last major confrontation or whatever else, like bro almost died and shit like that. I mean, like it was really intense in the fallout of the violence, but he already back. He back whatever. He, you know what I'm saying? He back around and shit. He's back at home, whatever. And all right, he's still vengeful. Like I get it. But like you didn't need him to like do double suicide like with this like, you know, political dude. If they were gonna do like finally the people in the CIA getting their just desserts for their corruption, I feel like there was a lot smarter way they could have went about doing that shit for real. Because that shit was type random.
You know, it's crazy. Like, they didn't even do that. Hey. Like he actually joined them in the like mid credit scene. He actually joined the organization.
While we're talking about it, right? Like, how did everybody feel about the finally revealed primary antagonist of the movie?
Like, what was his name? Secretary Clay. Secretary Clay.
I think it was a bit predictable once it got there. Like once it was leading up to it, was kind of predictable.
That and his reasoning was very broad. There's so many problems going on in America because we don't have a common enemy. So we gotta make a common enemy. Which that's kind of the theory. Like if you're into conspiracy theories, that's kind of the theory behind most of the war. Most of the wars that we've been in is because war makes money. You know, war involves money, and every time that we're in war, there's a huge inflation for the country, and not only on that, but on a I guess a social level, the country is a lot more banded together when it comes to certain shit when we have a common enemy. And it just seemed weird that they would throw that in there. You know, it was way too common. It was way too of a vague reasoning to,
I mean,
all right, I'm gonna take these niggas out, I'm gonna do all this other shit. And it just seemed way too vague, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't mind it. I feel like it's definitely like I feel like a lot of this movie was formulaic, but I feel like they executed the formula pretty well. Like I think that it's a lot of like tropes, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, it was really the politicians behind it and they're doing it to organize secret war for their own financial profits and, you know, etc. Like I think that's something that's been done before. But I think that it was explained in a way that, like, yeah, like, you know, it sounds like it could be it's realistic. You know, I feel like that could be something that really exists in real life, you know. But
so
go ahead.
So
Tex.
let me
hold on, Slim. Go ahead, Tex.
No.
I
was going to agree with you, but I don't think that they'll be trying to get one nigga killed like that though.
That's fair.
That's the thing. They was trying to finish the job. You know what I'm saying? They had already killed the rest of his team.
Well, yeah, they killed the rest of them, but he was the one that
Buddy strap a bomb to himself.
Hold on.
What are you talking about? That nigga?
I forgot about the like not the opening scene, but towards the beginning, like when they was killing off his army, ass. Like nigga,
they ran over.
I thought it was kind of funny.
I'm going to see a van driving 100 miles per hour towards me, bro. I'm going to see.
Hey, Puos, I think it was kind of funny. To be honest, I think that shit was funny.
They really just like dude survived all this gunfire and shit just to get killed by a sprinter.
Then niggas just pop out a van, air a nigga out, and nobody
in traffic, nigga. That shit was
funny. Traffic.
That's hilarious, boy.
Come on, bro.
I've definitely seen. I want to say it was the second or maybe third Lethal Weapon, where they had a scene like that where a bunch of people was getting killed off in different locations and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot better than this. This was like it was completely random. It didn't seem like it was all that planned. It was just random, and maybe it was made to look random, but still have a purpose behind it. But I feel like they could have did those scenes better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and this nigga got to be the angriest nigga to ever be angry ever. That
he had a
nigga,
reason.
I get it. Like,
he had a reason. Yeah,
wife that's not fire.
No, that nigga was pissed. Like, that nigga pulling a gun on every white man he see. Like, damn, every white man did not fucking cooperate in killing
and every white man.
I don't know, bro.
All them niggas was hoes.
It was only one white man he pointed that bitch at that wasn't involved, so he got a pretty good detective for that shit.
That nigga was pissed, but I mean, he had a reason. It was cool. Like I fuck with it, like, but it was like a typical action. It wasn't nothing too crazy for me though. Like I'm one man, you feel me? So however y'all.
Yeah, so
I did. I'm sorry, real quick, Slim. I did fuck with that scene heavy when he was pressing Ritter, bro. This nigga was choking him out with one hand, also having him at gunpoint. That's fire, nigga. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, Rootz. No pause too. When I seen that scene, I was like, I gotta go do some push-ups so I could choke the shit out of nigga. Next time.
Hey, bro. Hey, he Buddy tried to get active after he got let go. He says, "You're out of your fucking mind." Like you wasn't tough whenever he had that.
Yeah, you was grasping for air just a couple seconds ago, nigga. Now you doing all this yelling.
But
you doing all this yelling, nigga.
He was right, nigga. He was right.
Look, let me ask y'all this.
He is out of his mind.
We talked about most of the characters, and we probably don't got much to say about it. But what do y'all think about the lady, like the commander? And what about her?
She got on my neck. I ain't like her because she ain't have a line up on her fade.
She had a bald ass head, bro.
Nah, it wasn't bald. She had like a little hamburger meat cut. She
I wasn't really feeling it.
Christ.
I mean, she was just committed to this like character. She was committed to like this very like stoic and serious character for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like there was much room to really flesh out. I mean, she showed some understanding when he was like talking about shit, and she has like these little moments, but I think she was a little dry. I don't know, a little dry, yo. Like I'm not crazy about that character, to be honest.
That's the
what it is.
Queen Slim.
What I think it was. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't saying nothing important. I was just saying that's the bitch from the movie Queen and Slim. Y'all remember that movie?
That's very important.
Oh, that is her.
He's very crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at a picture of her right now. This bitch kind of fine, but
yeah, that's her.
I think and this may just be me, but a lot of the times, just in comparison to real life, you get a female in the military that has a commanding position and they're kind of a bitch. Like that's kind of the stereotype for it. And I think she did a good job at going against that, where it's no emotion involved. But even in her commands, like when they're sitting at the table and John's like, nah, I need to be on the team type shit. And she's like, no, I don't think he's fit to be on the team right now. I think that even in itself was showing compassion towards his situation. Like, look, I don't want you to go out there and get yourself killed on this motherfucking revenge rampage shit. So, there was those moments where she was kind of like, just being a good leader. I fuck with that shit.
Yeah. And like at the, she seemed like a character like immersed in duality, in my opinion. Like there was some times where I was like, all right, bitch, like get the fuck out the way. And then it was other times like where I was like, okay, like no, like you really are dedicated to the mission. You know what I'm saying? So like, I appreciate that. Like when it came that time, like she, put all that shit to the side and she was like, all right, like I'm gonna do what's best for the people that I'm in charge of, type shit.
Yeah, and they usually have like somebody like a character that like holds back a lot of like their personal feeling, and then like later those characters get cracked open. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she's just an example of that like kind of trope. With characters, but
man, let's talk about how ass them damn snipers was.
Oh my god,
bro, them niggas was like 2 for 10, bro.
Hold on. Bro, them niggas let him spot them with a piece of a mirror.
It's the mirror.
A piece of glass.
But at a text though, at the same time, when I was like, why are they so ass? And I thought about it, like maybe they was just trying to use the little nigga out there as bait to get them to come out and shit.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
They was definitely shooting around him often.
It had to be. You can't be that ass. It had to be.
That's
you definitely can't be a sniper and be that terrible. They only hit
like,
two
why
people.
ain't they hitting, bro? I'm like, why ain't they hitting this nigga? Like, niggas ass.
They shot that bitch 40 times.
Bodies though.
No, they didn't.
They did, bro.
They popped some of the officers at the bottom on the ground and shit.
But that was, come on, man. Like,
man, it was ass.
That's a cheap shot, Rootz. Like,
they killed the guy. Like the fucking
they killed one person.
Stomach.
And they didn't
even that's the only person.
They killed him because he bled out.
Yeah, it ain't like
he bled out.
Bro, it was three snipers and they caught one body. Like,
it was three snipers. They killed one person and they shot two cops that wasn't.
And they didn't even like.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
You think of a sniper, you think an instant headshot, boom, nigga. That nigga lived for 20 minutes and bled out.
Well, you also got to realize these are Russian snipers apparently. So American snipers would have hit the target, man. Like that's what we do.
I don't know. I ain't no
bro.
Hey, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Right, them niggas, bro. Like, there's actually I don't know if it still exists, but at one point there was like a sniper Olympic like team and shit. We was not winning all the time, bro. Like, Russia gave us a problem, and
I'm trying to tell you, them Russian niggas is good.
Bro, them niggas crazy, bro. They really be sniping over there.
Good. Get them niggas good.
The fact that these three niggas was terrible.
Yeah, them niggas ass. I was thinking that, like, these niggas is terrible.
They was ass in the beginning of the movie too.
The niggas just moving around and running around. Ain't nobody getting headshotted or nothing.
Shit,
like,
they only got one. They only caught one body in the beginning, and that was because the nigga had an RPG.
Hell yeah, that's a fact.
Terrible.
They was definitely ass.
Terrible.
All right, so with that being said, let's get to the ratings, man. Let's see what we got for this. And I'm gonna go down the line again. We starting with KTL. What you got, man?
All right. So altogether, I think that this was a good movie, man. Like I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think it was formulaic, but I think that Michael B. Jordan played his part well. I think that the character was well written, minus some pieces of dialogue. I think that they told an interesting story. They had a good couple of plot twists and like a surprise ending. I'd probably give a shit like an 8, man.
Damn.
I would recommend people to watch.
All right, Black Rootz, what you got?
I was very much entertained by the movie. Like a lot of movies that we've watched so far, there's gonna be holes here and there, pauses necessary. In the plot or in the script where the lines ain't hitting like they should be, and little things like that. But I honestly didn't care while I was watching this movie because I was so entertained. From the action to a lot of the dialogue where this John character is having conversations with people and just different shit. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got him as one of the best characters, action characters that we've watched so far. But as for the movie overall, I think I'm gonna give this like I'll say a 7.8.
All right, Bob Celeste, what you got?
I thought the movie looked really dope. I was pretty engaged during the movie, to be honest, and I really liked the action. I mean, there are certain predictable aspects. We covered that. There's certain shit where maybe they could have did a little bit more on the writing. But it was a functional action movie nonetheless. I don't think it's like no masterpiece, and I don't think it's like particularly like amazing, but it was really good. So I'm kind of in favor of like a 6.5.
All right, Pujols.
I checked out a lot of times during this movie. Like that shit wasn't really just keeping my attention like that. Like, I'm happy everybody else like really enjoyed it. That's fire. But to me, I ain't really fuck with it like that. Some of the scenes I like, but I wasn't really. I ain't fuck with it. I'm gonna go 5.5.
All right. So for me, I thought it was a cool movie. Like, it kept my attention. Pretty much. Like, I watched it. I don't think it wasn't like really amazing. Like, but it was like enough for me to, pay attention to what was going on. And it was a few scenes in there that I thought was really cool, like the jail scene when he hopped in the fucking burning car. Like that's some other like unrealistic shit that's funny as fuck. But like I thought it was fire, like what he did. So it was a couple good points in there for me. You know, I think it was a enjoyable watch. It was decent. So for me, I give it a 7.4. And after me is Trey, who has not been here for this entire episode, but he has a rating because he picked the movie.
Yes, in fact, I apologize for having a life. My fault, bro. So just a quick review too, like as to why I picked the movie. I did enjoy it. Obviously, I selected it, but I thought it was interesting. And I also thought like it had the potential to draw these type of various comments from people who have like different opinions on things. As you can see, we got an 8, we got a 5, everything in between. That's really what I was hoping for, just to see what niggas would think. For me personally, I enjoyed it maybe a little bit more than the average. I agree that it's not like some type of masterpiece. It's not like a perfect 10 out of 10 movie. But I definitely think it had like the type of peaks that you want with an action movie, the type of like scenes that you want to see in an action movie. Maybe not enough of them, or maybe not like as perfectly drawn out as you might hope. But I definitely enjoyed the movie. I thought it was cool. I thought the highs were really high. For me personally, I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10.
All right, Tex.
Shit, y'all pretty much said everything. I mean, the way the movie looked, it was pretty cool. The plot was, the movie had like its ups and downs. Like it had some good shit in it, but then it had a lot of shit that I was like, yeah. And then some of the characters, I didn't like the acting from some of the characters, but I like the acting from Michael B. Jordan, or whatever. Like he saved it pretty much. Shit. I get that whole like a 6.1.
All right.
So, what's the final score?
So for Without Remorse, that's what it was called.
Yeah,
we got a 7.1.
Solid review, man. Solid rating.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, so 7.1 for that. And now for next week's movie, we got Tex, picking the movie. So Tex, you can go ahead and introduce whatever the movie's gonna be for next week.
Let me know if you need a drum roll, bro. I'll bring the bot in here.
This nigga crazy. I'm choosing the movie that I have not seen yet, so but I did like research and shit and check the reviews out and shit. The movie is Barbarian.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
So some of y'all niggas probably seen it.
Yes, some of us have seen it.
It's about to be my time seeing this motherfucker.
Yeah,
how many of y'all seen that shit already?
You're talking about the new Barbarian, right? Recent?
Yeah.
Okay.
What year is it from?
How many of y'all seen that bit? I thought it was from 2022.
No, it is. I went to the one about the bitch at the B&B, right?
It's from 2021.
Yeah. If too many of y'all seen that shit, I'll shoot something different. If too many
man,
niggas
we got
seen
Barbarian next week. All of us haven't seen it, and we watch it anyway, even if we have seen it.
No funny. It was. I mean, I'm gonna watch it again, but it was better on my second watch. Low key, I'm gonna watch it again though.
Hey, what you say, Slim? You said how many of y'all seen it?
Probably like 3. But besides that, man, we got Barbarian next week. This has been episode 9, I believe. Episode 9. So we'll be back next week with episode 10, man. It's lit. The Real Rap Coalition Podcast, man. We are out.